So the Bourjois chocolate bronzer, or Bourjois? Don't actually know how you pronounce it. Bourjois. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you the top 10 best drugstore bronzers. I have searched high and low for you guys to find you the best bronzers within the drugstore, and I also have a sneaky extra one at the end too. So the first bronzer I have for you is the NYX matte bronzer, and this retails for £7, which is a great price, so it's under £10, and it also comes in 5 shades as well, which is brilliant. I love also the fact that NYX is more accessible now as it's sold in Boots, so you can get your hands on it more easily as well. I have this in the medium shade. I really like the medium shade as opposed to the light, just because I think it still looks nice and natural, and when I use a bronzer I do want it to show up that little bit more. So you can build the colour on this. It's a lovely silky smooth bronzer. It doesn't look orange, it blends in well, and it's a lovely matte shade if you're really not into the shimmery bronzers. So the next bronzer I did have to do a bit of searching for, but I finally found it, and it's the L'Oreal Glam Bronze La Terra. Now this is an amazing size to start with. It retails for £12.99. I think it just comes in the one shade, but this is great because it's for face and body as well. So initially I actually thought this was quite orange when I swatched it, but when you put it onto the face it looks really nice and natural. It has got a slight golden sheen to it, so if you don't like that then maybe this isn't for you, but I think this is such great value for money for how much you get in the pan. It's 18 grams you get, and this is a lovely bronzer to take on holiday, just to dust all onto your body and your face as well. And L'Oreal I think really do really good bronzers. They know how to do bronzers well. They have a nice selection, and this reminds me actually of the Guerlain terracotta bronzer. I used to use that years back, but this is definitely half the price and worth it for how big the pan is. Next up I have a Maybelline bronzer, and this is the Bricks bronzer, and this is in blonde. I think they have a darker one as well, and I've never actually tried a Maybelline bronzer before. As much as I love Maybelline, I don't think they've ever stood out to me well enough for me to want to buy one, but I actually was kindly sent this one by Maybelline, and this is gorgeous. It's a lovely natural looking bronzer, and I love the fact that it's got this shimmery bit on the end as well, which you can use as a blush. So the bronzer shade itself is sort of a semi-matte. I'd say it's got a slight sheen to it like the L'Oreal Glam Bronze, but you can't see that when you put it on. It's a nice natural shade. It is a little bit deeper for one that's made for blondes, but if you are into your bronzers you'll absolutely love this, and I like using this shimmery shade as a blush topper or just on its own. It is really pretty, and this retails for £7.99, which I think is great because you get sort of a 2-in-1 bronzer product. So on to another L'Oreal favourite that I've mentioned quite a few times. This has been one of my favourite discoveries this year, and it is the Glam Bronze Cushion de Soleil. So this obviously is a cushion bronzer, and I love this because it has a lovely finish to it, so it's really nice and dewy. I use it with a small Real Techniques Duo fibre brush, and this is great to take on holiday if you're not into foundation and you just want that bit of a glow to enhance your already bronzed face. Or you can just wear it if you are pale, just to add and give you a bit of colour to your face anyway, but it blends out really well. It's great with cream products, so you could use with a cream blusher as well, and it's definitely non-orange. It only comes in one shade actually, and I was sceptical to start with because I thought, how can one shade sort of suit everyone? But it is buildable, and it just looks lovely and natural looking, and this retails for, I want to say £12.99. I've got everything written down so I can tell you guys, but I'll also have it in the description bar down below. So sorry, it's $14.99, so it is more of the pricier end of the range of bronzers in the drugstore, but this is such a good one to have, and I can imagine this is very similar to the Chanel Tan de Soleil, but obviously a lot more cheaper. So the NYC Sunny Bronzer has to be one of my holy grail bronzers within my collection, and you've probably heard lots of people go on about this before. I think because it is so affordable and it is a super natural matte looking bronzer. So this retails for $4.75 here in the UK, but I think in the US you can get it even cheaper as well. Oh, my throat. Oh dear. Anyway, so you can get it even cheaper, I think, in the US for like a couple of dollars or something. But I got this from Superdrug. I know that's the only place you can get it here. I also actually found this on Amazon as well, so I'll put the link down below. But I love the fact that it comes with a mirror for $4.75. But the bronzer itself, as you can see, I've used mine up lots, but I love using this on an everyday basis. It is natural looking, non-orange, blends out beautifully, and for the price you really cannot go wrong. So Makeup Revolution, if you've been reading my blog at the moment, has become one of my second favourite drugstore brands. Obviously Maybelline is always going to be my first, but I couldn't not put a Revolution bronzer in here, and this one is always so popular. It is the Vivid Baked Bronzer. This is only £4, so absolutely brilliant. It's got 13 grams of product, and I also find with baked products they do last a real long time. So this bronzer is more for someone who loves a bit of sheen to their face. It's nice and natural looking, but it is quite, not shimmery, it's just sheeny, so it does give that nice glow. So if you're on holiday, this is a perfect one to have if you've got a tan, just to enhance it a bit more. This is the ready to go one, that's the name of it, and I think there is 2 other shades as well that I'll pop in the description bar below. But this is such great quality for £4, and Makeup Revolution for me, I just feel like you can't go wrong. The price point of all of the products is so great. So if you're looking for something that's more affordable, I would definitely check this one out if you like more sheeny bronzers. So the Bourjois Chocolate Bronzer, I think that's how you pronounce Bourjois. I think it is. I'm not the best at French. I didn't do very well at French at school. But anyway, the chocolate bronzer is definitely a cult bronzer within the drugstore. I'm going to carefully open mine because I have actually come to the end of it, so it's kind of just crumbs, which I'm slowly getting through. I don't like to throw it away until I've fully used up the bronzer. But first of all, this is a lovely bronzer because it smells of chocolate, so if you like chocolate, this is perfect. I'm just gonna check out the price. So the Bourjois one is $7.99, so a bit more high-end. And I admit, when I first used this bronzer, I thought it was quite orangey. This is number 51, so it is one of the lighter ones, I think. But having used this nearly fully up, I do love this bronzer. This is super pigmented, so you only need a little bit of this bronzer, but it does blend out really nicely on the face, and it's especially good if you do have a tan already, just to enhance it. And this is one of my holy grail bronzers. I will be buying this again because I do love it so much. So definitely go and check this out if you are a chocolate fan and you do love that sort of deep looking bronzer. So the Rimmel Natural Bronzer I would consider quite a cult favourite within the drugstore. This retails for $5.99, and this is a great bronzer if you want that all-round natural glow, especially if you've been on holiday. I have this in the shade Sunlight number 21, and this is such a brilliant bronzer because Not only is it waterproof, it has an SPF of 15 in it as well. So for the price, I think you can't go wrong with this. It also comes in quite a nice selection of shades as well. So this next bronzer is not only great for bronzing, it's also really nice if you want to do a bit of light contouring as well. And it is the Soap and Glory Solar Powder. I have this in Bronzo. I think it only comes in one shade actually, but there is 2 shades within the pan. So first of all, can we just talk about the beautiful packaging on this? I absolutely love the packaging. It also comes with a mirror as well, and there was a beautiful shimmery overspray on the S&G initial within the pan as well, so it's really pretty. I actually popped a picture on my Instagram of it if you want to go and see it. But this again gives an all-round matte looking finish to the skin, just gives you that beautiful natural glow. And like I said, you can also contour with the darker colour, but these mixed together give you that nice subtle light shade of bronze on the skin. So if you don't like anything orangey or too in your face when you're bronzing, this is a good one to go for, and this retails for £11. So my 10th bronzer has to be the star of the show for me, and it is the Essence Matte Bronzing Powder, and I have this in the lighter skin one. Now earlier I was talking about how I tend to go for a more medium shade bronzer because I do like it to show up and show that I've got a nice sun-kissed glow, but this one is great. I do recommend getting the lighter because you can build up the colour really nicely. It blends out beautifully. Obviously it's natural looking. I know I've said natural looking a ton before, but I think that's what you want from a bronzer. You do want it to look natural and just like the sun's hit you, so you've got that lovely sun-kissed glow. And can we just talk about the size of this bronzer? You get 15 grams of product for only £4, and I know Essence is sold in Wilko here in the UK, so it is really nice and accessible now, and I know they do sell it in the US as well. So this is a great affordable bronzer, so if you're looking for something that's a little bit cheaper and you get more for your money, that's matte and is buildable, I would definitely check out this bronzer. So at the start I did mention that I wanted to add in one more sneaky 11th bronzer if you live in the US or you are visiting the US, and this is the Physicians Formula BB Bronze Booster. I have this in the medium to dark shade, but it's not dark at all. It's non-orange and it's actually matte. It does look quite shimmery in the pan, but it comes off lovely and matte on the skin and it blends in well. This actually reminds me of the NYC Sunny bronzer, but this is a little bit more expensive. It's a gorgeous smooth velvety consistency. It retails for $14.95 in dollars in the US, which is around £11 in sterling. So it is that little bit more expensive, but it does have an SPF of 20, which I think is brilliant. It also comes with a mirror and a little bit of a naff brush, but it's always good to have if you're on the go. So if you are in the US or you are visiting, I definitely recommend checking this out. Do swatch both the light and the medium to dark shades, but I think you'll find you'll get away with the medium to dark if you are that little bit paler. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and give this video a thumbs up if you did find it helpful, if you are searching for a more affordable drugstore bronzer this summer. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter and Snapchat for more inspiration. And if you missed my last 2 previous videos, you can go ahead and click on the picture links and that will take you to that video. Have a wonderful rest of the week guys, and I'll look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care, bye!